Salute.
Salute.
Indians don't need to be introduced to the flavor of lemon. We're born with it. Every time we used to get bottles of limoncello, we used to hide them. And people used to wait that they come over for a party at our house. When will we take out the bottle of limoncello? It's high time India needs its own limoncello. We introduced the first Michiamo product, which is Michiamo limoncello in Goa.
As a female founder and in a category which is so male dominated, how was your experience as a female founder? Were there any biases?
Went to the distributor to tell him that this is the new product we are launching. He told us, अगर 50 bottle बिक गई ना पहले महीने में, तो फिर बात करेंगे. We sold 800 bottles in the first month in Goa. And then we were sold out for 15 days because we had not planned. We thought 50 तो बेच ही देंगे. Funniest thing I heard about Michiamo was ये तो spiked limbu पानी है. And of course, they're not wrong. It is limbu and pani, but शिकंजी बुला लो यार. At least उसके flavors complexity है, थोड़े मसाला taste है.
Is there anything from Europe which you are planning to bring back to India? Something which is again unique?
Very soon we are bringing a very innate part of the Italian aperitif culture. We're launching.
Hello and welcome to Getting Drunk with Madira Vogue. This is our season 3 and like we promised, we are getting you guests from the alcobev industry, from the hospitality industry, people who are setting the trends, people who are actually going beyond and making sure that the industry knows that India is serious when it comes to doing business. Today, I'm so excited because I have a very, very wonderful guest with me. She's not just someone I've been following since last 2024, more than that, but I've loved the way she has been curating the brand, the content. I think she's become one brand completely by herself. Thank you, Akriti, for coming and joining us. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. It's my honor, and I look up to women like you. And I'm really happy being here.
There were some stats that I recently read that India is among the top 3 nations when it comes to, drinking whiskey. And you launched a very, very different brand, which is in a category which is like a limoncello, which is a liqueur, It was a very gutsy move, Akriti, I must say. How did you get that insights and how did you feel that this is the thing I want to really do?
Priyanka, Raghav and I, my husband and co-founder, we don't come from alcobev. Michiamo was not born in a boardroom.
Okay.
It was born out of experiences that we had, that we shared when we were traveling to Europe. And we experienced this drink. And we realized India is ready for experiential drinking.
Wow.
India has been, as you rightly said, a whiskey drinking nation. We have about 70 to 80% of the total liquor consumption goes to whiskey and rum.
Yeah.
But that is changing.
Yeah.
And people are now open to different products from the world. They are open to the culture rather than just getting drunk.
Yeah, that's true. Akriti, that's wonderful. But Novolo Spirits seems like it has been at the right place at the right time with a CMO and a co-founder who's so passionate about, the whole story. How did that insight really come? I heard it was through travel, but I'm sure there was more than that.
100%. It was a drunk story. As I told you, we don't come from alcobev. If 5 years ago, somebody told me I would be a founder of 2 alcohol brands, I would say, you're kidding. I would laugh it off. I wouldn't believe it. Because it just was one random drunk night.
Okay.
So we have been fans of limoncello since the first time we had it. And every time we have this, we feel so close to the European summer. It literally tastes like European summer.
Yeah.
So we used to always either hoard bottles when we used to travel, or we used to bribe people. Please get us 2 bottles, get us 3 bottles. And we had this one Italian friend who used to come to India quite often. And every time he used to come to India, we used to ask him to get us bottles of limoncello.
Okay.
And one day he forgot.
Oh.
And while we were drinking and we were a little drunk on a few beers, it was a hot summer night in April, and we were in Agra. We'd gone for a wedding. And he just said, "Why do you guys always ask me to get limoncellos? Why don't you just start your own limoncello brand? I'm tired of you." And it was a drunk idea that he threw, but we caught on to it. And we said, "Haan yaar, why not? India's ready. It's a very palatable product.
Yeah.
And Indians don't need to be introduced to the flavor of lemon. We're born with it."
That's true.
So we said, why not?
I know.
And we made a business plan. We had a tissue paper on which we drew a business plan. This was all drunk over a few beers. And we said, this is the perfect time. Imagine instead of a beer, we were having a cold limoncello shot or a spritz. And that fantasy did not stop. When we woke up, like most drunk plans, you forget them. And that did not happen. We thought about it more. We spoke to the bar industry. We spoke to mixologists. And the insight we got at that point was that India is ready for global drinking cultures. And it's high time India needs its own limoncello. So that was the pushing point. After this, we traveled to Italy again with the sole aim of understanding the culture behind limoncello. I mean, we've been drinking it, but we wanted to understand and resonate completely with the culture so we could bring the culture to India.
That's true.
We didn't want to bring a product. We wanted to introduce and experience a lifestyle.
Nice.
So we went there, and this was, I think, 2023 when we traveled to Italy to understand this. And May 2024, we introduced the first Mi Chiamo product, which is Mi Chiamo Limoncello in Goa.
Nice.
And
That's
is, I think, all over social media that you could see.
Amazing story. And I think a drunk conversation leading to a very international brand, quality brand, the whole story coming back to India. I wish more people have such drunk nights.
It was a calling. I mean, it was a calling. I mean, that tissue paper that we still have, which made our business plan, that did not make any sense, mind you. That business plan was not viable, but the idea was.
The face of the brand, you've been so aggressively marketing it. I can see that zeal and the zest, where does that whole thing come from? I'm sure there is more to the before the brand started. I'm sure there must be something. I would love to know you a bit more, as a founder.
So I am from Bombay. I moved to Delhi 8 years ago when I got married to Raghav. And I started my own garment export company called Work Designs, which I am still currently running successfully in 2018.
Okay.
And that is, of course, what I do in the day. And Mi Chiamo and Soulmate. Nuvola is what I do 24 hours.
So it seems like the passion of, owning something as creative as, a spirits brand is something that got you guys, working together. But was it hard working as a couple together?
Definitely. It is. I mean, the rosy picture would be that it's not, but it is, because work never stops.
Yeah.
There is no office hours. There are no office calls. I mean, we are also discussing work at 12 a.m. At 1 a.m. when we are at a party and we see some idea that would work, we are also discussing work. So definitely there is no boundary. But it's fun because you grow together in both the aspects. We've been growing together in life, and now we grow together in business. So that's also a beautiful feeling. But yeah, it is quite difficult.
I can imagine. Coming back to your, love for limoncello, like you yourself said, that it was a drunk conversation led to, the whole brand story coming alive. But whenever you used to travel abroad, was there a biasness towards, a liqueur or something like, you would enjoy it?
So when we traveled abroad, we were very keen on trying new things.
Sure.
I love wine. So I never once repeated the same bottle of wine, meaning the same grape variety or the same region that the wine came from when I was traveling, because I wanted to keep trying new things.
Sure.
And Raghav is a whiskey drinker, was a whiskey drinker, if I may. But every time he used to travel, he used to never have whiskey. Because he was like, this is something I can get back home. We should try something else.
New.
Is when we tried the aperitif culture, which is limoncello. the Aperol spritz
Yeah.
also comes into that.
Yeah.
We have Melancello. We have so
Mm.
many liqueurs. So
Mm.
Italy is very, very well known for natural liqueurs that it makes.
Sure.
And when we travel, even when we travel to Europe, I mean,
Mm.
not only Italy, we tried the Limoncello spritz actually for the first time in Paris.
Wow. Wow.
And we said, it's fantastic. I
Mm.
mean, this is something different. And that was definitely a good reason to go back to Europe. You can experience a different thing. So that's when it happened. And every time we used to get bottles of Limoncello, we used to hide them. They were only for our special group of friends
Mhm.
and special occasions.
Nice.
And people used to wait,
Mm.
that they come over for a party at our house. When will we take out the bottle of
Bottle.
Limoncello?
Now coming to some of the tricky questions, I would
Mm.
say.
Mhm.
Not tricky enough, but in a way that I just want to know the real story or the real hard work a startup goes through, because a lot of times there are biases in the market,
Right.
and especially in a market which has been so heavily driven by the whiskey narrative in India. How did you, come across, some of those biases, maybe from the industry when you guys started talking? Were there any things that, were there any scary moments when you heard these biases?
100%. So when we went to the distributor to tell him that this is the new product we are launching, he was also not ready for a category creation moment.
Oh.
The trade was not ready. Now they are very open, and of course, the change that we've seen in 2 years is massive. But in the start, they were not.
Sure.
They told us, अगर 50 बॉटल बिक गई ना पहले महीने में, तो फिर बात करेंगे. We sold 800 bottles in the first month in Goa. And then we were sold out for 15 days because we had not planned. We thought 50 तो बेच ही देंगे, 100 बेच लेंगे. We thought हम जो 800 bottles की inventory बना रहे हैं would last us 2 months. But we definitely underplayed our hand. And and then rest is history. But we were so underprepared that we were sold out. And that's a good problem to have.
Yeah, I can imagine. A startup saying that I am better having a problem which is sold out than
Yes.
not being sold at all.
Yes.
That's great.
And a lot of people told us, gin kar lo, ye kar lo, wo kar lo. A lot of funny things that we heard was, why are you getting your lemons from Italy?
Oh my God.
Why are you not using Indian lemons? Indian product banao. But he said, hum lemon liqueur nahi bana rahe. We are here to make a limoncello.
Yeah.
And an authentic limoncello can only be made using lemons from the southern coast of Italy,
Sure.
which covers Amalfi, Sorrento,
Mm.
Positano, the whole belt.
Yeah.
And if we are doing it, we have to do it right.
Yeah. That's true.
Authenticity is the foundation. It's
That's
not a marketing tool.
Yeah.
It's the foundation. If that crumbles, you won't be making a brand that resonates with people. You
Sure.
won't be giving people a story. You will just be giving them a marketing gimmick. So we didn't want to do that. Of course, that would have been cheaper, more planning-wise, more efficient for us.
Yeah.
But we didn't do that.
I'm glad you didn't do that. But it was scary, I'm sure, when distributors said 50 big jai to bahut hoga. I mean, it's a very gutsy move again that you and Raghav took, to
I
go
mean, it was
ahead.
us against all odds
Mhm.
because, and it took time. Of course, this was the 800 bottles I'm talking about was pushed out to cover the width of the distribution.
Wow.
We didn't know if these bottles would move. If these bottles didn't move, if the
Mhm.
customer didn't pick these bottles up,
Yeah.
it would have just been 800 bottles sitting on the retail shelves of wine
Mhm.
stores in Goa.
Yeah.
But the customer gave us an overwhelming response.
Nice.
They showed us that India is ready and has been ready for a while.
Nice. That's good. So picking up the right category, I think was the first nice thing as a startup that you identified the right category. What about consumers? Like you said, a lot of consumers, but were there any biases in consumers when it came initially?
100%. The biggest bias we heard was, why are you not using Indian lemons?
Okay.
And it was, so of course, they're not wrong. We had to make them understand.
Yeah.
What is the product?
Hmm.
What is the cultural heritage? Why is it authentic if it's a limoncello and the lemons come from there? So we just had to make them understand. And most of the consumers, I think, were very open to understanding.
Yeah.
and they showed us the positivity about understanding, and they did fall in love with the product too.
Nice. That's true. That's
So touch wood,
amazing.
I think this journey has been fantastic because we've met some great people who've helped us
Sure.
in the industry, from
Sure.
the industry, because we were lost. We are not from the industry.
Mm.
We made a lot of mistakes, a lot of expensive mistakes also in the start,
Mhm.
but there were definitely people who helped us and who helped us not make those mistakes again.
Nice. That's good.
So we did face a lot of challenges, a lot of negative remarks.
Especially in a market like Goa, which is overflowing, you know. I
Yes.
mean, every time you go there, the wine shops there are now as big as the Gurgaon wine shops. And I get personally confused, you know, and you need someone to, you know, guide you when, you know. So how did you make that happen, that people were actually going in? I'm sure you, like, that is your marketing chops, but how did you?
We made them realize, I mean, we realized when we chalked out our plan that consumer tak पहुंचाने का product जो लोग आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, they are your biggest assets.
Sure.
The wine shop owners, the salespeople at wine shops, the bartenders, the mixologists, they are the people who need to love the product,
Yeah.
who need to understand what is the product and how to consume it. What are the best ways to consume it? So we started with educating them,
Nice.
and they did this work for us. When a customer asked them, what is this? They were in a better place to tell them, because we're not going to be there everywhere, right?
That's true.
And people don't want to listen to marketing jargons और कितने ही Instagram carousel पे बता दोगे कि क्या है और
क्या
कैसे
product
करते
है.
हैं.
That's true.
If it's coming from a very genuine experience
Yeah.
from your local bartender,
Yeah.
you would believe him.
That's true. That's
So
true.
those are our biggest assets. We've always felt that way, and we've always, built that up, built that segment of the trade for us,
Nice.
and that has worked wonders.
That's great. And I, like you said, there were certain expensive mistakes. I mean, if you don't mind me telling one of those mistakes, you know, that people need to be aware if they are doing a startup, like in the
The
alcohol.
licensing is different for every state,
Yeah, that's true.
and we wanted to run in the start.
Okay.
So we filed a few licenses for a few states based on whatever advice we got at that moment from whoever. And so the licenses expired in 1 year. For Maharashtra, it's April to March.
Okay.
For Delhi, it's April to March. From Haryana, it's usually June to
Oh my
May.
God. That's
So, even Karnataka is June to May. So it's different for every state. And it's not that if you file for a license 3 months before the expiry, you get a 365-day period. You don't.
Oh my God.
License expires in June, it expires in June.
Wow.
No matter you got it in April, you got it in May, that does not matter. So that is what we did. A few states that we filed the licenses for and burnt our money there. But I mean, it's okay. I mean, you learn, you grow.
That's true. Then quite a gutsy move for a startup. I mean, it's just 2 years, less than 2 years, and
Less
you
than 2 years.
guys are already in 4 states, you know. So
Yes.
coming to the product, you know, I'm so tempted right now. You know, looking at it.
You should go for it, Priyanka.
Yeah,
You should go for it.
Let's do a cheers first.
Salute.
Salute. You know, every time I've had it, I always feel so refreshed. You know, the taste itself in the tongue, and it hits you, it gives you that instant refreshing thing. So you said the lemons are for Amalfi, and
Correct.
that is the reason, you know, the product has stayed so authentic. So how was the product journey like, you know, for Limoncello?
So as I told you, when we decided we're doing this, we
Yeah.
did take a trip to Italy and we did scout our way to distilleries, heritage distilleries, which have
Okay.
been making limoncellos since, hundreds of years.
Wow.
And we tied up with one of the distillery, which was also known to our friend.
Okay.
So, there's a lot of genuinity and we decided to import the blend. So I'll tell you how the process is.
Yeah, because I'm very curious, you know, and the fact that you still get it made there,
Yes. We will always get it made there.
Wow,
We'll always get
that's quite authentic. Does it add to the cost though?
Of course it does. Of course it does. But if you're selling authenticity, it comes with a price.
Sure, I know.
So I'll explain the whole process as to
Yeah.
how a limoncello is made. It's quite
Sure.
interesting. So the lemons are freshly plucked.
Okay.
And every season, the lemons are plucked.
Okay.
We use the skin of the lemons. We do not use the pith.
Oh, okay.
So the skin of the lemon is hanging on the tree for a few days.
Okay.
So it does absorb whatever else is harvested during that time.
Sure.
It does absorb the flavor and the nose of that.
Wow.
So every season, every batch of limoncello, of Mi Chiamo limoncello also, is slightly different because it's a natural product. We don't add color, we don't add scent, we don't add additives, we don't add anything.
Nice.
So if this season they had galangal growing and that had an influence on the skin, you would be able to taste galangal.
Oh.
If it was lemongrass, you could taste lemongrass.
Wow. That's so interesting that whatever is growing, it's actually adapting to the environment.
It's getting
and
caught onto the skin.
Wow.
So we pluck the lemons, the pith is thrown away, the skin is macerated in alcohol, natural alcohol, for about 60 days.
Okay.
This is when the color, the nose, the taste, everything is extracted from the skin of the lemon to the ENA.
Okay.
And then after 60 days, we filter it. This is the blend that we import.
Nice.
To
That's
India.
crazy. That's crazy, you know. I mean, and keeping it as authentic as it can get. And the good part, and a lot of time when I tasted it, it is not as sweet as other limoncellos, you know. So how was that? You know, how was that like an insight or how was that?
100%. That was because India does not want drinks which are very sweet.
That's true.
Or very heavy on their palate.
Yeah.
If the sugar content rises, it becomes heavy on your palate.
Yeah.
And with new affluent India, they are very conscious with the number of calories they intake.
Where is it getting launched?
Very soon. We've already applied for the licenses. So just hoping for them to come soon. And we will be live in Maharashtra. Because it's my home city, right?
Yeah.
And how can my favorite product not be in my home city?
Yeah, I fingers crossed. And I'm telling you, a lot of people are looking forward to the brand. You also have launched another brand, you know, which is Soulmate Soju, you know, which is again a very interesting story. You know, I would love to know a bit about the product. And again, what were the insights, Akriti, in that?
So, Raghav, usually when he's in Goa, he visits every wine shop, relationship building, and also touching base with them. You know, how's the product moving? If there's any feedback, we take it from them, we incorporate. He always has this one question that he asks them. क्या नया चल रहा है और किस चीज का डिमांड है?
Nice.
कोई गैप है मार्केट में? Because we found Mi Chiamo due to a gap.
Okay.
We are here to bridge those gaps. We are here to make products and brands for the new drinking age that India is entering into. So he does always ask that question so that we can keep an eye out for any opportunity. And in his last year, in May, most of the retailers told him soju.
Okay.
सोजू चल रहा है और लोग अब मांगने लगे हैं एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन इतनी स्ट्रांग नहीं है क्योंकि कोरिया का कोई इम्पोर्टेड ब्रांड आता है एंड today they have one brand, tomorrow they might have another. So there's no loyalty that they can build. And soju is selling by product, not by brand.
Okay.
That's why we came in, because we're here to make brands that resonate with you.
Nice.
And he said, soju fatne wala hai. These were the words.
Wow, it was like the Durandar in making. Huh?
Yes, soju ye fatne wala hai. So we said, okay, let's think about it. And Raghav convinced me. I was a little skeptical. I said, we're launching big markets for Mi Chiamo. We're also launching a new product, Mi Chiamo Melincello.
Yeah.
Let's concentrate on that. But he said, no, this is the time. We should do it. And I agreed. And when we researched, we realized soju is the most alcohol by volume sold in the world.
Are you serious?
Yes. More than whiskey, more than beer, more than vodka, more than any of your mainstream spirits.
That's crazy.
Yes. So if the world is drinking soju, India will also drink soju because India is an aspiration country.
Yeah.
And we have a lot of influence of K-pop culture, which we're seeing.
Yeah. A lot of fans of K-pop. I mean, I've been to some of the screenings of K-pop,
Really?
and the kind of crowd you see there, you feel, oh, is it really real? But yeah, there are so many
There are,
people
right?
who love it, today in
So
India.
that was the biggest push for us
Nice.
to launch Soulmate Soju.
And not, I mean, people who travel to Seoul, people who travel
Right.
there, they would love to keep getting that flavor
Yes,
back to because everything in South Asia, whether it's Vietnam, Seoul, has so much to offer when it
Yes.
comes to food, when it comes to alcohol. And I'm glad that you've identified that and you're getting it back to India. That's
So
a
when
great
we
thing.
thought of Soulmate Soju, we again wanted to make a premium Soulmate Soju brand.
Yeah,
And we wanted to make it for India.
nice.
Soju for India.
Hmm.
We have basic flavors that do well. There's strawberry, there's yogurt flavor that does well in Korea.
Yogurt.
Yeah, but India में वो नहीं चलेगा.
नहीं.
India ka palate is different.
Yeah.
And we do want to feel a little bit of alcohol in our drinks, right?
Yeah.
So usually soju is between 11 to 13% ABV.
Mhm.
We launched Soulmate at 15.5.
Okay, nice.
And the flavors we have are very India coded, I would say. We have pink guava chili.
Oh wow, that's
Peru-
crazy.
Peru with mirchi, right?
Wow.
That's what nostalgia is.
Yeah.
We have strawberry mint.
Okay.
Because
wow.
strawberry, of course, there are a lot of
Okay.
Korean brands doing it. We want to
Yeah.
give you something different. We want to give you
Yeah.
a complex flavor.
Yeah.
We have peach iced tea.
Hmm.
Because India doesn't know the taste of peach,
Hmm.
but India knows the taste of peach iced tea.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So I think you've identified what flavors are really palatable and, getting them back to here. But I think the drinking age here for the kind of consumers you're targeting would be around 21 to 25,
Yes,
or
yes.
30 also.
Yes,
people
yes,
who are
yes.
traveling. And
Of
who have
course. So
traveled
Gen
and-
Z and early millennials
Yeah.
is our target for Soulmate.
Sure.
And also, I mean, we've been seeing a lot of people from tier 2, tier 3 cities
Oh,
loving the product.
wow. That's crazy.
Because as I told you, aspiration is global, right?
Yeah.
It's not just restricted to tier 1.
That's true.
In fact, tier 2, tier 3 cities are more attracted to a product that gives them an aspiration
Mm-hmm.
because they are not as well exposed as a tier 1 person
That's
would
true.
be.
That's true. And I think the culture now, like the K-pop culture, the music, everything, and soju is a great fit, man. When you were starting off, were there any fears in your mind? Was there something that you really feared in
100%. I mean, we still are skeptical about entering a new market. We do
Mhm.
our research. We don't just push out a new market.
Mhm.
We do our due diligence. If this product is the market fit,
Mhm.
would this give us revenue?
Mhm.
Because also we have to think about making a profitable company in the near future.
That's true.
That's important. We are
Yeah.
not just here to burn money.
That's true.
And since we don't come from alcohol, it's not a heritage brand.
Mhm.
Our family's not into this. It was either you do this
And make it work.
or you go back to your
Mm.
garment export business and that's
Mhm.
all you do.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it was either give it your best, do this.
Mhm.
And honestly, we were ready for that also. We said, let's take this leap of faith.
Sure.
We will do our best. We are very confident we will make it work.
Mhm.
But again, as you said, India is very diverse and you didn't know how people would react. So
Yeah.
that's why we only launched in Goa first. And then the
Nice.
other big markets we entered after 1 year.
Mhm.
After there was proof of concept.
Nice.
After we took back a lot of feedback, incorporated it
Mhm.
in our product, in our marketing, in our schemes, and we
Nice.
took our time to learn.
Nice.
Like I told you, every state has its different rules and regulations. So,
Mhm.
I mean, no matter how much you know,
yeah.
it's never enough.
Yeah. That's
And no matter how much you don't know, it's not a bad day to start.
That's true. That's very, very insightful, I must say. Giving your best and, going with your gut feeling, but making sure it's profitable at the
Yes.
end of the day. That's important. So, yeah, that's a very interesting game plan you guys have. Now, coming to something which I have been itching to ask you. As a female founder and in a category which is so male dominated, it's been like, ever since I started making content, there were a lot of biases even I faced initially, about, going out and, meeting people, networking. It's crazy,
Right.
it's not bad, but how was your experience as a female founder? Were there any biases? Were there any
Yes.
initial hiccups?
Yes, there were definitely. In this industry, authority is driven by age and gender.
Okay.
So I was challenging both. And of course, I'm a co-founder. Raghav is also a founder. But to be very honest, I have seen a lot of openness from the industry.
Wow.
And I have faced more welcoming and insightful behavior from their side rather than stereotypical.
That's
So, of
good.
course, I have faced stereotypes. And as not only this industry in India, most of the industries are male dominated. So that does happen. But I've faced more open mindedness, which keeps me positive.
That's good.
And people assume that marketing hi karti hogi. You know, she's just the face of the brand.
Okay.
People use those words. And वो बुरा लगता है because
I
when
know.
you're strategizing, when you're losing your mind, when you're going berserk over what decision to take, you're not just marketing.
Yeah.
You know, you're not just doing photo shoots, which are fun to do on the day, but you take hours of curation before that to decide what is the direction that the brand needs to go in. So, yeah, I did definitely, most definitely face that. And a very funny thing, on 8th March, I was, there were a few Alcobev influencers and Alcobev pages on Instagram that did mention me and many other Alcobev women as the face behind their brands and you know how women are breaking stereotypes.
Nice.
And there were a lot of comments that were positive, but there were a few comments that kept on saying drunkards, beavries. Would you read that under a male founder's comment?
Never. That's I think that's the biggest challenge our country today faces is acceptance of drinking culture, and I'm glad you have brought it out so boldly today on the podcast. Glad you're doing
Thank you, Priyanka. It's you also. You're doing such a wonderful job that it's people like you who were in this industry before me that gave me the confidence to do this.
No,
and every time I face something negative, I do realize that you would have faced it in your time or you continue to face it and you're still going strong. So I have to too.
Thank you. But, in this whole game today, the markets are very, very dominated by foreign players, like a Diageo, like a UB or, like all Pernod, they are like deep-pocketed heritage brands. Do you think your brand is ready? Is Novolo Spirit ready to take that competition head on?
See, you can't compete with legacy. They are legacy brands. We are here to not compete with anybody, but make a space for our own category. And people like us create categories. People like them scale those categories.
That's true.
So, of course, I mean, it does get daunting. But I think it's a part of the game. And Diageo, in fact, has been very supportive of Indian brands. They have also invested in a few liqueur brands. And they are very keen on investing in Indian homegrown brands, which shows that this is the new category to go in for. And you're doing something right.
Yeah, that's true. And the product is right and it feels right and it tastes right. So why not? Glad.
On that note, I'm just going to...
Yeah, let's again do some...
Salute.
Salute. Akriti, all the conversation is so inspiring. I must tell you that thank you for launching such an amazing 2 different brands. And now I'm looking forward to Soulmate Soju as well. I mean, can't wait to try. Is there anything from Europe which you're planning to bring back to India? Something which is, again, unique?
Very soon. We are bringing a very innate part of the Italian aperitif culture. We're launching red bitters. And I have not said this anywhere.
That's crazy.
This is the first time I'm saying it and I might just get in trouble for it. But we are launching that very soon.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yes. And we are also launching one more product. You have to hear it.
I can't wait to hear it.
We're launching Amaretto, which is an almond liqueur, which is again a very, very innate part of the Italian liqueur culture, and it's made from Italian roasted almonds, again, true to its authenticity.
Wow.
So we're launching that very soon.
That's crazy. There's like two amazing products coming on. When is the timeline like? Are you
Very
looking
soon.
very soon?
Very soon. We've already launched melon jello, which
Mhm.
is again made using Italian Sicilian cantaloupe melons.
Okay.
It's a wonderful product.
Mhm.
But we've just launched it in Goa.
Okay.
We did face some packaging issues
Mhm.
where we were not 100% satisfied with the packaging.
Mhm.
So we held on to it.
Mhm.
But now we've got that sorted. So full
That's
blast.
good.
You will also be getting a bottle very soon.
Thank you.
And trust me, you will like that better.
In coming to the marketing aspect, because you're the CMO and the co-founder, you guys have done some amazing storytelling, and each piece of content that I've seen, it's not force fit, it's actually goes very organic, and it I think has started with the bottle. Can you take me through what was behind the whole
100%.
bottle, packaging?
So this is the bottle of Mi Chiamo Limoncello.
Yeah.
This that you can see is Amalfi,
Okay.
because this is where it comes from.
Okay. So nice.
And when you turn around and you touch this,
Mhm.
you have the coordinates of Amalfi, the longitude and
Oh,
latitude.
That's why I used to wonder what is engraved there. Wow.
It is the longitude and latitude. We
Mhm.
haven't mentioned it anywhere,
Mhm.
but if somebody is very inquisitive and they put it on Google, they will land here. So
Such
this is
a
our
interest.
way of taking you to Italy
Mhm.
without you having to travel.
Nice.
And with marketing, I mean, since day one,
Mhm.
we were not here to sell a product. We were
Nice.
here to give you a story. Because stories give you loyalty. Products don't.
That's
आज ये
true.
है, कल इससे शायद कोई और better product आ जाए.
That's true.
You won't be loyal to me if my story is not resonating with you. And the story has to be based on culture and authenticity.
That's true. The whole story reminds me of how Queen, the movie Queen, that Kangana Ranaut
Yes.
travels to Paris, and
Yes.
the whole thing, the whole backdrop, and right now the way you're explaining your brand, I mean, it does bring back the memories that all of us today would love to go and spend some time in Italy or in Paris, and so it's great that you guys are bringing it back, that whole story back to India.
Yes,
That's
yes.
amazing.
I think that's our whole point. We say it's like tasting Italy in a bottle, because
Yeah.
this is exactly how Italian summers taste.
And the bottle is so uniquely designed,
Thank you.
and kudos to the team, because when I picked it up for a minute, I was like, wow, Indian bottle, Indian packaging, going to that depth, it's great that, you guys are doing that, again, putting the brand up on the global map.
Thank you. It took us a lot of hit and trials, to be honest. The first batch that we launched was a very different, I mean, the bottle was the same.
Sure.
Were a very different label.
Mhm.
I mean, it was the same label, but the quality, the contrast. It's a very different packaging from this, because this is bright, summer, young.
Yeah.
That is more people who have an evolved palate,
Mhm.
like you,
Mhm.
who drink whiskey, and who know how to sip their bitter liqueurs,
Yeah. Yeah.
or their
That's true.
bitter liquors.
Liquors, yeah.
That's for
Yeah,
that. This is
amazing.
very easy, very palatable for just anybody who wants to take a trip to it. And for soulmates,
Yeah,
Soju.
I was about to ask you about Soulmate, because again, that bottle looks very enticing, and of course, the K drama is there.
I mean, it was how I realized this is I asked my cousin,
Mhm.
who's much younger than me, to make a heart,
Mhm.
and she did this,
Aw.
and I still do this. That's where we realized that this is the influence that K-drama has.
That's true.
And we wanted the packaging to be very simple,
Mhm.
very focused on what we are selling.
Sure.
We're talking about the product, which is
Yeah.
the main highlight here.
Yeah.
We're giving you a soju, that's the main highlight here.
Yeah.
Here we have a small stamp.
Mhm.
That is the stamp of the Korean landscape.
Nice.
And it says Gyeonbae, which
Gyeonbae.
means cheers.
Oh,
And we have a small game here that you can play with your soulmates or
Okay.
not soulmates, which is a drinking game. Because for Korea, soju is that's how soju's become famous all over the world, is because it gets people together.
Hmm.
It's a drink that you're supposed to drink with people,
Sure. That's true.
with your friends while playing drinking games. The song Butter.
Yeah.
That is also a Korean drinking game.
Oh.
And they drink soju.
Nice. Interesting.
So that's how it has probably become the world's most alcohol by volume.
That's true. And, you know, all the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas that I see in parties and specifically house parties,
Yes.
no party is over without a good game or good drinking
Yes,
game,
exactly.
you know. So I think you guys have got the bottling right for the packaging.
Thank
You know,
you.
it's very interesting. You know?
And it's also about convenience.
Yeah.
With soju, you just chill it,
Yeah.
open, have shots or drink from the bottle, you're
Sure.
set. With Mikiyamo, same. Chill it, shots. Of course, you can make cocktails, wonderful cocktails, you can make the spritz, all of that is there. But if
Yeah.
somebody just wants to have shots, it's really easy.
That's true.
Shots that don't burn, it's really easy.
Yeah,
So-
and the whole cocktail culture has been, you know, buzzing
Yes.
in our country. You know, ICW, where you've
Yes.
been in Delhi. I'm sure
Yes.
you must have come across some crazy recommendations. What was the most crazy recommendation you heard about making Mikiyamo lemon chillo with, you know, or something somebody came and told?
The funniest thing I heard about Mikiyamo was, ये तो spiked limbu pani hai. And of course, they're not wrong. It is limbu and pani, but शिकंजी बुला लो यार. At least उसके flavors complexity है,
Yeah.
थोड़े मसाला taste है. limbu pani is very basic. You
Basic.
know?
Yeah, that's like stripping down it to something
Yeah.
which it's not, you know.
Yeah, I mean shikanji we would have taken it as a compliment.
Thank you so much for sharing it. You know, it's because end of the day, when you're bringing back a culture to India, it has to stay true to its
Yes.
narrative, and I think your brand is doing real good
Thank you.
justice to it. So, Akriti, like any startup, everybody has those dreams of getting funded, getting noticed by these big sharks that are there in our country today in the Shark Tank. If you had to pitch it to say Aman Gupta from Boat, you know, how would you pitch Mikiyamo to him?
I would tell him Nuvola is the first company in India which is bringing culturally rooted, new age drinking portfolio. We're bringing in experiences which India has been ready for, and we are bringing in high flavor, low ABV products which India has been wanting. So you should definitely invest in us and come on board and ride this wave that we're a part of.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Amazing. One line pitch you would like to give a 25-year-old who has not traveled, who doesn't know anything about liqueurs, you know, what would that one line pitch
I'll
be?
tell you for both.
Okay.
Mikiyamo, this is Italy in a bottle. And for Soulmate, this drink is made for the vibes. You should try it to know it.
Nice. I think more than 25 years, the 21 years old would be keen to.
Or, I mean, 100%.
I don't think so. India is drinking less when it comes to Gen Zs. Those reports, though they tend to be alarming, I think
They're drinking different. They are not drinking the mainstream categories.
that's true.
That's where the numbers come from in the alcohol segment. Like I told you, whiskey and rum make up about 70 to 80% of the total consumption of Indians. So if that category goes down, if people reduce buying that, of course it affects your numbers. And
Yeah.
that's why globally people are worried because Gen Z is drinking less, what's happening, but they're drinking smarter and they're drinking different. And they're drinking categories like seltzers, soju, liqueurs, 0.0 also, which makes up for a very, very minuscule percentage of the total consumption, is why when you see the statistics, you realize that India or globally, we are drinking less because we're drinking mainstream products less.
Nice. I get it. Now I understand why they are so worried and why. But I think the brands like Nuvola Spirits and today the way you guys are marketing, we have positive days ahead. Now I want to loosen up the atmosphere a bit. You know, we've talked a lot about the brand, the stories, and a lot of interesting things. Maybe we can do a small rapid fire if you're interested.
I would love that. Let's do it.
So coming to now the rapid fire, which is the tradition in this whole podcast since we started, I want to ask you a few very fun questions. If you had to add one more drink to your category, you've already spoken about it, but what would it be and why, you know, from Europe?
From Europe, as I told you, we have 2 products coming in. I would actually like to add an Indian European mix. I would
Oh.
like to add an Amalfi Shikanji
Oh, wow.
to my product portfolio.
That's amazing. That's crazy. If you had to choose one Bollywood actress to become the face of these amazing brands that you have today, who would that be?
I really admire Deepika Padukone
Oh,
because she's a global icon, but she's very rooted. And that's what Mikiamo is. Global, but rooted in India because we bottle in India, so it's an Indian product.
nice. That's crazy. Great. One final confession. I want you to be very honest. Delhi versus Bombay, which has a better drinking culture?
Priyanka, you're going to get me in trouble for this.
Go on. It's a rapid fire.
You know, Delhi drinks hard,
Oh, okay.
Bombay drinks smart.
I agree. I completely agree. And I agree to you being from Bombay and calling
course.
us smart. Thank you.
I am from Bombay. But
So-
Delhi does drink hard.
Yeah, there it
You
is.
can't compete with it.
That's true. Amazing. Last but not the least, if you had to, compare Mikiamo to something which is in Indian and it comes as close to the culture you're bringing, any one brand you would like to name which is Indian and it comes as close to the culture you are bringing in?
I I admire Samsara
Oh,
and what they have done
That's
because they started with pink gin
mm-hmm.
and they brought in a very different way of drinking gin to India.
Nice.
And I really love what they have built and I look up to them. And their journey has been fantastic. So I do learn a lot from that.
Nice. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, Akriti, for being part of this, season 3 and amazing insights. I hope all those people who want to start their brand look and, understand, learn from the founders, like you who are taking that risk in this category and in this spirits business. So thank you so much. Thank you for doing
Thank
this
you.
with us.
It's been my pleasure.
And last,
We finish it?
Yeah.
Salute.
Salute.